wherever you are watching from, this is the Serembi TV, and as always I never disappoint. And today nimewaletea mgeni tena mashughuli tena sana katika chuo kikuu cha Kenyatta, and today I've brought to you the majority leader Kenyatta University, and here with me we have Mheshimiwa. Let me give him an opportunity aweze kujiintroduce na tuposa tuweze kuanza program ya leo. Welcome sana kiongozi.
Thank you very much, Bwana Serembi TV.
Welcome.
And today I'm happy to be hosted by the Serembi TV.
Yes.
My name is Wafula Emmanuel, Majority Leader Kenyatta University, under 2021-2022. Thank you very much.
So we really appreciate for your acceptance to come to the great Serembi TV. We really appreciate you. You know, we have been talking about maybe the conferences here around. We have been talking with the Deputy Majority Leader who was here last time round. And it's our pleasure today here with us. You are. We really appreciate, and we hope this will be a very successful interview with us today.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. So Mheshimiwa Ongeri, who is also around, let me usher you to just come on seat. Ndiposa tuweze pia uweze kujiintroduce. He's also one of the amazing people, one of the amazing guests around. So Mr. Ongeri, unaweza kujiintroduce pia.
Thank you very much, the Serembi TV, for inviting me again to your show. To our supporters, my name is Ongeri Amos. I'm a third year student in the School of Education. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Amos Ongeri. You remember Amos Ongeri was here some days back, and today is again here, and we need to have a very fabulous interview. So Mheshimiwa, I have a lot of questions for Emmanuel, so let me usher in Emmanuel. So you wanna just take hold. So Emmanuel,
yes,
na maswali mengi tena sana. So I hope utaokopa. Unajua hii ni kitu formal, as long as ni formal tunakuwa just very frank, si ndio?
Sure.
So in the last election we participate kwa kosa general election, si ndio? How was the race?
Actually, the race was tough. I can say. We really had a lot of ups and downs, politics and politics. But all in all, it's called for determination, focus, and looking forward to get what you really want and what the people really want. And again, at the end of it all, understanding why you want to have that seat and how you will put into action what you promise your people.
Okay. Now, from the start of the journey, maybe you were prepared for all these things. Maybe you were prepared for the seat. Were you very sure you were going to win?
With me, I was 70% sure I was going to win. That means I was above the average of 50% mark. So I was sure I was going to win. Reason being, I had done all the best from the groundwork. People were just at the air, peeping, making noise, but me on the ground, I had done a lot on ground and person to person. I had done a lot, so I was sure I was going to win.
Among your competitors, who was giving you a lot of pressure now?
It's obvious. Maybe, yeah, it's obvious it was Sila. He was among the few people who were at the peak whom we were fighting the seat with. Others were just following us. As they say,
they are all two horses. Okay, anyway, si puna lakini tumekanyagia hiyo story. Okay. Alafu sasa Mheshimiwa Emmanuel, unajua wakati kwa race, hata kama uonyeshi particularly maybe ulikuwa na support nani, Amos Ongeri was on the seat, si ndio? Na Hussein was on the seat. Hussein was here some days back, Ongeri is here. So ulikuwa unaona hao wawili, unajua ulikuwa Congress. So one of you lazima mmoja angekuwa deputy wako. Ulikuwa unaona nani angekuwa deputy wako kwa Ongeri na Hussein?
Actually, in politics you must be wise. And the two were also in another field, just like as you have said, had only two horses, also in the delegate seat. So they were really up for the task. All were armed for the task as well. And so I saw them equally important for me working with them. So I gave them the opportunity to work with either of them who will win, because they were almost the same.
So you balance them. Are you sure you balanced them on the gate?
I might have been biased in some way, which it is part of politics.
Yeah,
but
sure.
at the end of it all, whoever won with Sultan, we are working with him well.
Oh, that's great. That's nice. Now, Mheshimiwa, now just give Ongeri now a chance maybe to just say a word. Now, Amos Ongeri,
Yes.
you are with Mheshimiwa here. He's now the sitting Congress.
Yeah.
Remember in the last interview when I
Yes.
asked you maybe what wanna be your next step, you are not very frank. You are not maybe precise enough to say I'm just going for a certain seat.
Yes.
And today I also give you a second opportunity with Mheshimiwa here.
Yes.
You know, this is a very good platform. You know,
Yeah, sure.
here with Mheshimiwa, you will make a very good ground outside there. So I give you a second opportunity. Ongeri, which seat are you prepared for this time round in the School of Education, in the Kenyatta University fraternity?
As I said in our previous interview, the main reason why I have not declared officially my candidature for any seat is because we are having leaders who are serving in those offices. So it is upon them, they are on to task to achieve their manifesto, such that I can see indeed there are some gaps in some leadership position, such that I can decide which leadership position I can go for.
For example,
But-
you are.
But I have been receiving calls and requests from my supporters and some of my friends to go for the Congress seat, but my interests were not for the Congress seat, were for an SGC seat. So still, I'm still weighing the waters to see
where you wanna
where
fit.
I can fit preferably.
Okay, let me
And
just cut you
also,
short.
the ground will speak so much. If you are going to find that the ground at the School of Education, it is not favoring your standards, maybe somebody is there whom the ground is favoring, then you have to give such kind of a person an opportunity to run for that seat. You know, in this politics, you have to accept the dynamics of politics and some issues which arise on the ground as we are going on with the campaigns.
Now, presume today, now let you know you have said they are already, maybe the leaders are already in office.
Yes.
Now presume their tenure was already ending today, or maybe they were quitting office today.
Yes.
Maybe you are here with Mheshimiwa. The manifesto Mheshimiwa had, maybe the last time maybe he declared his candidature, he entered into office. Maybe where do you see, maybe is he having a mistake somewhere? What has he not done? Maybe when you are given an opportunity, you wanna correct him or you wanna rectify, because you say he's still in office. Assume he's not there now.
Yeah.
He's not just much out.
Yes. I followed Mheshimiwa's manifesto. He had something which was called as empowering clubs. I have seen him achieving such.
My question was,
Yes.
don't congratulate him.
Yeah.
I just told you maybe to tell me maybe what he has not done, what you will do. Yeah.
What I will do.
Yeah.
Mheshimiwa promised the candidates that he is going to clear online learning, but some circumstances were not favoring Mheshimiwa to clear such kind of an issue, of which it is a fact. So maybe when I try to consider the manifesto of Mheshimiwa and what he has achieved and what he is going on to achieve, he is going on very well. And maybe one of the gaps in his manifesto was about the crowding in the classrooms on the lecture halls. That one I can see is still an issue. We are having some of the common units which are being offered, and students are crowding. As we have seen, the OML lecture halls are not enough to cater, like, let me say, 300 students. So you, Mheshimiwa, was given an opportunity, I will try fighting for such that if we are going to have lecture halls which are small enough, we are going to fight for the common units, the lessons to be offered in lecture halls which are spacious enough for
Thank
such.
you very much, Mheshimiwa Mungeli. Now, before maybe I make any move or I make any judgment, just give the mic to Mheshimiwa. Mheshimiwa Ongeri has talked about online learning. That's the first thing he has talked about. What can you talk about online learning? Was it in your manifesto?
Personally, I didn't put online learning in my manifesto, but it was one of the things I was advocating for, because I understand it has been a very great challenge. We come from humble background, our homes, not all of us, but most of us, I believe. Above all, some of our areas has poor networks and many other challenges, financial constraint in terms of buying data and bundles and so forth. So it's a very big challenge, and it was my pleasure that in my tenure, online learning
Try our best.
We did our best the way we could have done, but the challenge was COVID was still there with us. And we can't risk the life of students just because of academic.
Yeah, sure.
Our lives comes first. That's where academics come next. So with it, we have forged a way of now giving it a room to go away so that we can resume fully, all of us, possibly coming September, if all of us comrades will accept or will be willing to participate in an ongoing campaign of vaccine, which is here with us free of charge in Kenyatta University.
Yeah, sure. That's the rumor that was going on outside here. People all over were still talking about September will be in session, all of us. It was a pleasure for a lot of people.
Yeah, in fact, we are also going to have physical graduations. Our parents will be coming here to enjoy our results with us.
Yeah, sure.
Only if we will accept to get vaccinated as soon as possible.
So my great comrades from Kenyatta University who are still watching us, here is Mheshimiwa right here. If you have a question, if you have something burning that you feel like you should be asking Mheshimiwa, there below in the description you can ask your question. And after the show, I will just give Mheshimiwa your questions, and honestly, I will make sure he answers the questions and I will get back to you. So thank you very much, Mheshimiwa, for talking about the issue of online learning. So stay tuned, stay inside the Seremi TV. I'm sure maybe when that time comes and maybe you decide that online learning is not going to be there no more, the first place you will come for maybe to declare is the Seremi TV.
Sure.
So I've asked for something maybe which you didn't expect. So the second thing Mheshimiwa Ongeri talked about is about maybe congestion in the classrooms or intellectuals. I don't want to say anything about it. Maybe let me give you an opportunity. What have you done? What is going on, and what are you intending to do about the issue?
As a school, we believe that we understand that we are many. We are more than 10,000 students, and having learning in phases, we are about around more than 5,000 in one phase.
Yeah, sure.
As School of Education. So it is still a challenge. KU has a building. Some of the buildings cannot accommodate all of us.
Yeah.
What we try to do is regrouping students according to the admission numbers, and among the admission numbers, whereby we have students in the arts combination, which are many. So we group them according to from a certain number to a certain number. For example, like E35, 24 Sigisti, we group it towards E35, 34 Sigisti, around 100 students or 200 or 250 students to be accommodated in the one.
So that's what you are planning?
That's what we have been trying, but to some extent it worked, but to some extent, to some units does not work because of we have insufficient lecturers, and we also understand the school is going through a difficult in terms of finance. We are being freezed or even KRM and so forth. So it's a challenge, but we are hoping with time it will be sorted.
So, Mheshimiwa, they always say when you are in office, your opponents or maybe those who are in opposition will always see opportunities which you are not seeing. Now let me give Amos Ongeri also a chance. Ongeri, now maybe if you are given an opportunity, for example now, Mheshimiwa has talked maybe what he has done, what he is planning to do. What can you advise Mheshimiwa to do so that what he's intended to do can be successful?
What I can advise Mheshimiwa to do is that let him maybe come up with some channels so that he can engage the class representatives, since they are in touch with the people, they are in touch with the students, such that in case of any form of emergency, Mheshimiwa can be well informed about such kind of an issue, and he can cater for that. As you can see, the School of Education is too big. It is having, let me say, an average number of students like 15,000, and a single soul cannot handle such kind of a number. So what Mheshimiwa can do maybe is he can form a WhatsApp group, add all the class representatives in such a kind of a group, so that they can discuss the issues affecting the student, the School of Education, and at the end of the day, all will be well in that School of Education in the leadership of Mheshimiwa, and maybe if we give an opportunity, I will champion for such.
Okay, thank you very much, Mheshimiwa Ongeri. Do you think, Mheshimiwa, that's a nice or maybe opportunity?
In fact, it is it's a very, very nice and brilliant idea, which we try to do now that we have learning in phases. It's a challenge because we have tried it before. It has worked well with the cohort of first and fourth years, But now when second and third years came, it has been another time when we have been busy with other activities that we have been planning, and they have been successfully done. So it has been just a small challenge, but we look forward for putting them into consideration so that at the end of it all, our students may enjoy our leadership.
Okay, thank you very much, Mheshimiwa. I think the interview is going on very well. So if you are still keeping watching here at the Serembe TV, make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, and don't forget sharing this on to your friends so that they may not maybe be kept behind. So Mheshimiwa, let us just move outside maybe to Kenyatta University now politics. Let's just be diverse and move to the national politics. I don't know how I can frame this so that I cannot be biased, but let me just ask it the way it will be.
Yes.
Now, Mheshimiwa, we have 2 horses at the moment.
Sure.
You know of the 2 horses?
Actually says we only have 3 people in this game. Hao wengine wote sitaki kuwa tamu.
So sasa wewe unajua farasi wangapi so far?
So far it is obvious and it is open even to unborn child that we only have 2 horses. That is Mheshimiwa Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga.
Thank you.
And His Excellency the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto.
So far so good. All the 2 people have been the government. The 2 people maybe have participated maybe in the opposition, the government, something like that. Where do you see maybe we should be maybe put more emphasis ama tuchangamkie nani? Unajua history lazima tukae open to aje. Hapa tukienda tunaweza ungua. Hapa tukienda kama youths hapa hivi tutaokoa. Tunaweza maybe wakoka. Si ndio kama tunaweza saidika. Wewe unaona unaweza advise mtu ama wewe unaona from which angle ukipima, it's not a final decision. You can change it maybe afterwards, but for now ukijaribu kutizama unaona mtazamo wako iko aje?
Personally, as a majority leader at Kenyatta University, I would say this. For now, the 2 horses are well groomed, well armed for the task of being the presidents of the Republic of Kenya. That's the 5th. And we are hoping that whatever they are advocating, they will implement, put it into practice. But the challenge comes now to us youth and the more so we citizens who will be going to vote in them. I would advise, if possible, that we give priority to the people or amongst the 2. I don't want to mention them, but please check well, understand the people who are talking about what is really affecting us, and giving the solution of how we can go about it. Unlike the people who will come here, dance lingala, and go away without giving us the solution, without even mentioning the problems we are having. That's why I said when I said in my introduction that when my people voted me in, they trusted me with one thing. I gave them my manifesto, and they saw this manifesto is targeting the problem that they are facing. And among the manifesto, I showed an interest of giving them the solution. So among the 2 horses that are there, let us be key on checking on what they are advocating for. Check on the reality of the matter when they are advocating for. That's something that people are advocating for.
Also. We need inclusivity.
Inclusivity should also be there, and also even this category of people which are being left out, people with disability, are being left out in almost everything. So among the 3, we should check on the people who are focusing on inclusivity, focusing on economic development, focusing on empowering the youth and the elderly and the women, and the also people with disability. If we can check on such matters and these people have the solution for such people who are going through problems of unemployment and other problems, and then we can have a better Kenya and a better future for our lives. More so we as undergraduate students who are hoping soon to graduate and go to the world of marketing.
So now, almost Ongeri, Mheshimiwa Ongeri.
Yes.
We were with you last time round. I also questioned you or asked you about this, the same question about national politics. You did not give your stand.
You also
talked about inclusivity, youth representative in the national government. Now, presume you are given maybe an opportunity to address a certain number of people who are undecided. These people don't know where they should move to. These people are just undecided. And you're given an opportunity. Where could you lead these people to?
Okay, the first thing I could have told such kind of people, you have heard the media saying, right now we are in a crisis. In 2022 August elections, we are going to have the economy changer and the constitution changer. And in this country, we have undergone liberation. The first liberation was independence, of which it had its own soldiers who fought for it, like the likes of Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, the likes of Deda Mkimathi.
Yeah, sure.
We came with the second liberation, which was multi-partyism. We had his own soldiers like the late George Anyona, we had retired Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, and even Miguna was there to some extent, the likes of Orengo. Right now, what we are experiencing is a crisis of economic liberation. We are in a war. Every kind of a citizen is fighting for economic freedom in their lifetime. So these leaders have come up with some manifestos. You have heard the Azimio team, they are an idea of the trickle-down economy.
I think you are becoming so wordy.
No,
I'm
not becoming so wordy.
Losing the sense of the question I asked.
Yes.
Because I need just an answer. Now you are
Yes.
explaining a lot of
Precise answer.
words. Even I'm almost getting those things.
No, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
I'm almost there.
Yeah.
I'm saying the Azimio team, when they are being asked the question of how are they going to achieve the economic freedom, they are saying they are going to use the trickle-down economy, whereby they are going to use maybe developing more industries such that the youth can get more employment. And we are having the Hustler team, which is addressing the issue of bottom-up economy. So economic freedom is an issue which is affecting even the mature democracies. What I can say, maybe those people who are undecided, it can depend with the audience. If you can find the school leavers who are undecided, I can advise them to go for the hustler, because what he's doing, it is favoring them. But here, being at KU, here we are doing it to professionals, we are doing it to intellectuals. I cannot give a wheelbarrow to the majority leader. You cannot buy that idea. As you have seen, it's one of the critical issues, depending on the kind of audience we are addressing.
So your point is you are associating maybe the hustler nation with the people who are illiterate, the people who have left school after Form 4, who have not proceeded to colleges and universities. That's your point.
In the skill we call psychomotor. So the hustler team is more focused on psychomotor skills. And as you can see, the Azimio team is more focused on not psychological but professional skills. So it depends. Like right now, if I was addressing the border riders, I could have won the idea of the hustler team because he is addressing the border.
But what I'm failing to understand, Mheshimiwa.
Yes.
Could you, if you are the person who is the border,
yeah,
could you always want to remain in the border sector all through, or do you want maybe to grow?
Maybe those people are in the border sector, majority of them, they are there as a result of unemployment.
Sure.
That is the main reason eating the lifestyle of those people in the border sector. So maybe those people, maybe my advice is, we go for an idea which is addressing those people. If we are going to come up with maybe, let me say, a banana industry, let me use an example of where I'm coming from.
Yeah, sure.
We are having a lot of banana production in Kisii region, but we are not even having one factory for bananas. What if somebody comes with two industries, maybe one in Nyamira, the other one in Kisii, for bananas? You can see a lot of people will be employed. There's those ones who will be employed in the farming sector, the transportation sector of the raw materials.
I think that one is enough, Mheshimiwa. Let's discuss it.
Let me not become so wordy about the issues.
So no,
but those who are watching us can take a point from what I'm trying to say. So depending on whom is watching us, is going to vote for a team that is best.
So this is a very great opportunity for the fans who are still watching us, all those fans who are watching us. Now, this ball is thrown into your hands now. Can you give your view? What do you think should we do? We as the youths, which side should we lie to? What should we do next? So that in the next session or in the next interview, we'll be able to have maybe a more diverse interview whereby we will discuss what you have just maybe described in the description below. So let's go back to Mheshimiwa Wafula. I don't want to contradict you because I may be asking a lot of questions, I may contradict you and maybe you will be repeating, maybe going this way, that way. So back to you, Mheshimiwa. You have talked about maybe national politics, some of that. Let's not maybe be restricted to that point. Let's now also go to the national politics, in particular the youth. We have seen a lot of youths maybe emerged into the political world. We have seen some certain guy from Bomet who maybe emerged to be victorious Toto. So how can you advise the youths, or how do you think the youths want to frame themselves so that they can be included, or they can be inclusive in the political world?
As I can say, youths are people who play a very primary role when it comes to government. The challenge is that we have been left out in many of these activities, most of politics and the governance, because they feel like they can just use us to be the stimulus of throwing stones and causing chaos in such scenarios of politics. And after there, when these people win, we are never again, until when another election comes down. So it has been a very challenge, and it's my plea that if all of us as youths can come together, have one voice, talk in unison as youths, advocate for interests that youths we want in this nation, then it will be easy for us to go. For example, we have primaries which has happened just a few days ago. We have some parties which have not given youth an opportunity even to vie. Reason being, maybe they don't have cash, and or maybe they feel like these people cannot win, so they give direct nomination to them. So that they block these people, they block these youths. So I want to first congratulate the UDA party because they did what it is called for. And through that, I think it gave it was so democratic. It was very democratic. And through that, I think it gave youth an opportunity to serve. You see the woman representative for Bomet, that is Toto, and many others in the field of the politics. They have been given a chance to stand and to vie. They have outweighed even those people whom the party seem to take them as their inner circle. The people like
the people whom we never imagined that they will be left out of the UDA tickets.
Through that exercising of freedom, it gives youth an opportunity even to express themselves as leaders, to ask the votes to the people and they vote for them. So I believe that youth given chance in politics, we can thrive well. The challenge is cash, of which has been expressed. Everything that's financial constraint. But above all, youth have a place in this national politics, and given a chance, we can give our best. The challenge is, we are talking of youth, but many of the youth are just out there doing nothing.
For example, Mheshimiwa, now we have been having nominations before. We have seen a lot of people are coming for the youths to just take them to go and nominate them. They just give the youths maybe 100 bob, 500 bob. They just go, maybe the areas. You just had some few days ago, a lot of people were maybe taken to custody in Gidorai. Those are some of the few examples which should be addressed. What do you think should be done so that this kind of issues should not happen among the youths?
The challenge of youth, as said, is finance, financial constraint. And also we are not that way sober. And through the families we are coming from, also we students in the campus sector, the challenges we are going through, lack of food and so forth, it's one of the causes that makes us be used. When you get somebody, you can get somewhere you can get 200 shillings just because of supporting this person. And the next day you are sleeping hungry. Should you sleep hungry yet you have 200 there? So that has been a challenge, and I think addressing this, our parents should chip in so that when they support us when we are in school, when we come out of school, we will come out sober-minded, with intelligent and with that knowledge, knowing that we should go and seek for ourselves, not to be used in these small issues and we get ourselves being even troubled and even getting into custody.
So the fellow youths who are still watching us now, more particularly we who are still maybe schooling, let's not be used. Let's not these political people, all these people who are financially stable, take the opportunity of us to maybe take us through to go and nominate them to just get 500 more. Let's be democratically stable. Let's say we don't want this. Let's say we are going for this. And if we say we are going for this, let's all of us go for that. So before maybe I go to the next question, Mheshimiwa, I could like to just jog your mind. Before we finish the show, I would like you maybe to have one question, which will be asked to the audience, more particularly those people from Kenyatta University, the leaders, what have you, so that something they will be talking about, so that in the next show, their responses, we will be maybe answering what they have talked about the show. Are you getting my point?
I've received your point well, and I think to our supporters, the Serembi TV, thank you very much for always being loyal. And today, I would like to ask you that as we now continue moving on, as the temperatures of the national politics is high, pressure is high, people are looking forward to see who is now the deputy president of this, who will deputize this, who will deputize this. So your stand on the same. Whoever chooses, should we choose? Should the two horses who are there, whom we have presumed they will be the amongst the top in the August 8th election? Should they all choose a running mate from Mount Kenya? That's the question.
Let me be very brief and direct to the point. You know, if we say they are choosing the running mates from Mount Kenya, it shows like, for example, what about these other regions? Where are these other regions being left behind? Why should each and every person talk about Mount Kenya? Why should people not talk about maybe talk about the Western, the Eastern? Have you ever had someone talking about maybe, let me take maybe someone from the Eastern to be my running mate? Why should they leave the Eastern people, the Western people, maybe those people from those sides? They are just left outside the political world until they feel like they are neglected. So I think, for me, I would suggest, if someone would like to maybe pick a running mate, don't be too congested in the Mount Kenya region.